Guys, here we are for the rant on Monday.
Post-chipping Norton Stakes.
We're all a bit
Day,
flat after
Jesus.
the chipping Norton. I did my absolute clacker. If you got my tips, you did your balls.
There's a very good reason for that.
What a track.
A very, very good reason for that.
And a couple of races, a couple of riding tactics, a couple of just like a complete head spin. Really hard. Any form going forward, we've got to disregard. You know, like,
well, no, you just got to forgive the horses that weren't on the fence on the turn, and
absolutely.
bag the shit out of the horses that were on the fence on the turn.
I can't wait for 2 weeks' time.
And what about? Well, yeah. Okay, well, it's going to stay wet.
Fucking ball Winks has become. Do you agree?
What do you mean? That was a champion win. Well, like, she just defies the bias wherever she goes. You look at Hartnell in the 3 wide line there. He's going, I'm in the wrong lane.
Let's talk about Winks, okay? Like, I'll give you a good example about Winks, right? I had a friend come out from Holland who I haven't seen for a long time. He used to work as a bookmaker's clerk 30 years ago. I haven't seen him for 30 years. He's flown back last night, and he came back and he knew like Pendlebury's. He knew a few things. Couldn't believe the bookies were inside. Couldn't believe what a great job the ATC had done with the stand. Just thought it was fantastic. So that was a good observation from someone who'd been there 30 years ago, like early 80s. I opened up the race book. I was trying to explain to him what a champion Winks was, how it's the best horse I've ever seen. Blah 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 blah, and he went. This is an outside looking in. See Wallace. He said, see Wallace got 6 runners out of 9. And he looked at me and said, that's just not right. And I thought, what a great fresh perspective that was. It's not right. I don't know what the answer is, so I'm not saying it's wrong, but it's become a fucking laborious bore. And I'll tell you why it's also become a bore, is we're dragging people out to the track to come and see Winks with their little banners, blah, blah, blah. They're putting $20 on Winks for the kids, for sure. They collect $22 and every kid out there goes, well, that was fantastic, but I'll never have another bet.
You reckon?
Yep. I reckon
they're not even thinking like that in that terms. It's a souvenir, it's like a fan experience.
Your first bet to stay as a punter is going to be $10, get back 100. Then we've got you for life. You have $10, get back 11, we lose you.
Oh,
She's
really?
so fucking boring.
Oh, I tell you what.
It's the best horse I've ever seen. I'm bored shitless.
I would love to be making 10% on turnover.
Okay, so who was more
shit.
boring, Black Caviar or Winks?
It's, I'm telling you, it's getting close to a dead eat.
What about the fact that she's so good? Now, I realise that there was rubbish in the race. She's so good that, you know, she's the only horse to like sit out there and just toy with them. And there's Hartnell, who was supposed to be some competition on Saturday because of the deterioration of the track. But because he was in the wrong lane, he just went like, bleh.
She is outstanding, but that's what I'm saying. She's so good that she's a bore.
I think she's
She's
indestructible as well. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter
because
what
she
track,
can
doesn't
just
matter
put
what
herself
position
into the race
Yeah.
like that.
Well, it's just like becomes one less race in the program to me. I just hate it.
Come on, let's talk about the race, because I made like Lasketti Spirit's now into $11 for the Oaks. Got none.
Well, it did win the VRCOs, so
It'll never ever win another race. And be allowed, Lee Curtis, you've done an amazing job with this horse, and you must have been so freaking excited on Saturday.
Why was it none?
It's none because it just ran second on Saturday because it found a position there where it could run a place.
So how long to the AJCOs?
It's on the 8th of April, so it's 6 weeks away.
So she'll have another run before then.
She'll go to the. Well, she won't go to the Keith Nolan because that'll be beneath her now.
Yeah.
It's like she'll be
Where will
going.
she go?
She'll be going to the Storm Queen, so she's got to have a run in between. She'll probably go to the Far. No, she won't go back in distance to the Farland.
Why won't she win the
She'll go
Oaks?
to the Rosehill Guineas.
Why won't she win the Oaks?
Because we know who's going to win the Oaks, and it's 50 to 1 right now. But I don't know whether
They're both lubing up over Lubin.
Yeah, it was $61 with Sportsbet. I went $4.15.
Yes.
You can have $4.15 on that horse.
Wow.
You had it still, didn't you?
Of course.
You didn't really have $4.15 on, did you? To win $25?
No.
To win $250, I mean. That gives me mass this morning. How flat am I?
Right,
Anyway,
so look, okay, aside from
Winks.
Winks, that's exciting, the Lasketti Spirit, the instructions are we're going to try and lead, and they hunted it out like Lee Roach did on Topaz. It's just that no one else wanted the lead, so it's fine. She found the lead, and she ran second. Isn't that exciting?
Well, that was outstanding by Lee.
Yeah, and
the horse.
Who Shot the Barman ran third, he sat rails midfield, and Magic Hurricane ran fourth, and he sat behind Lasketti Spirit, and Tavago ran fifth.
Our old boss, look. Our old boss. Remember when you used to care?
Just checking.
I thought she was coming back then.
What?
Just
Anyway,
it's a media break.
yeah, just a bit of a...
See you, Shell.
breakdown, yeah.
They're not the good books still. Never mind.
Did I get a dirty look then?
No, you've done... I think you're in the good books, actually.
No,
Because you know what? Because she's so nervous about having to do the presentation today, she's got to sort of
I thought
circle
it
the
was a
wagon.
greasy. I thought it was a greasy look.
Yeah, definitely.
No,
It was a greasy for sure.
well, I've known it long.
Anyway,
Nothing like women in your life.
And Tavago ran 5th, sitting rails back. There were 4 horses that sat on the rails in that race, and they ran 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Oh, look, just it was ridiculous all day. I mean, as soon as Dixie Blossom hits the lead. Jesus, like,
Right, so big hello to all those jockeys that were watching the highway race 2, where Mr. Spin sat rails mid-back, Trying sat rails tail and just hunted up along the rails, and Ruthless Agent sat box,
And
box
Jay
seat.
Collett pulled off, and then that cost him the race. If he stays there, he would have won.
Well, yeah, I mean,
He
I
would've
think
won.
the key was actually sitting on the rails around the turn.
Right.
And, you know, the jockeys in the jockeys room, what are they there going, oh, gee, you know, I don't want to get out there. Can we call this meeting off? I don't know what they're thinking. But whatever they're thinking, they're not thinking, because you watch that race and you go, gee, that's interesting, isn't it?
they're definitely not thinking. Every gambler out at the track knew exactly where you had to be, and it seemed like the jockeys didn't have a clue.
No, because we come to race 4, and there are only 2 horses on the rails, and they're like first starters, or Ephesian was first up, but I mean, there were no hopers. Like, it's jockeys just didn't get it.
Yeah.
I'm not actually a jockey bagger, but I hate the fact that you've not been cognizant of this fact, because you've ridden the track like it's something else. The caller goes, oh, there's a jockey staying well away from the rails, as if, what?
Well, what I'm saying is it was actually even worse than sort of normal, because it wasn't like they deliberately put themselves in the wrong position. What the hell was going on with Global Glamour? You're leading on the fence, it's the best ground, and you decide to go 6 wide.
Yep.
What the hell?
Look, even Chetwood, who didn't rail, now maybe he didn't rail for a reason, and maybe the horse has got head problems or whatever he's got, but he had an undisputed lead, you would say, and he wasn't on the fence around the turn.
What a day it was. No wonder I'm so flat today. I'm still trying to get over it. And then, of course, we've got to finish up with the debacle of the Dixie Blossoms race, which, if it wasn't, if there's not an inquiry into that race, then just don't even worry about
Look,
stewards being
here's your
stewards.
reason for the inquiry. It's $9 as much as you like Flippant, who is the designated leader.
Not leading. And
$9 as much as you want. So I don't care if Flippant is backed because it's perceived she'll be in the right position, but she wasn't. Someone knew she wasn't going to be in the right position.
It was just an outrageous race to watch. Outrageous. Then you got Glyn, we saw what Glyn was. Fuck, what a race that was, fair dinkum. And then we got Debacle, and then to finish with the 4-horse race, like at the end of a very, have 6 scratchings in that last race was so disappointing. No wonder I've been in walling for about 36 hours.
Yes. Okay, and look what a great job Kadiro did, because it was in the right part of the track.
Yeah, good intent there from
Jay Collett.
Yeah. Who did get off the fence in race 2, as you said, in trying, but I don't think that was necessarily relevant. Race 5, he rode Testa Shadow, he seemed to ride that okay, and of course he rode my tip La Bella Diosa, who was the only horse in the fence in that race. Sorry, we've just had the Liverpool City Cup, where McCreary, Arrod and Testa Shadow are all on the fence coming around the turn, and they've run the first 3, right? And then in the very next race, there's only 1 horse on the fence.
Maybe they think as it's getting worse. Maybe the instructions are like from Gay, oh, it'll be no good, so stay wide. Maybe everyone just doesn't know. Maybe that's what I'm saying.
Like everybody knew, didn't they? Well, we knew, Forrester knew, we were all looking to back those things from inside barriers that would get on the fence, or the leaders from wide barriers. And then it still didn't happen. Well, they can't be this dumb, is what I'm saying. Like, they must be completely retarded the way they rode on.
Jockeys aren't that clever, that's right.
Jockeys aren't that clever. Jockeys. What Tim Clark must have been thinking on Dixie Blossoms around there. What was that race all about? That was dun 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 dun. If I could say the word a one goer, I'd say it, but I won't say it because I'm probably not allowed to say it. But fair dinkum, what was going on there? And I read the steward's report. Anyway,
look, the race was up for grabs to be run like that. Like it was always going to be a
It
jiggy
was
jog.
up for-
Always going to be a jiggy jog.
Yeah, I suppose in hindsight. In hindsight, Danish Twist probably had none.
Yeah, but Corey Brown
Because it was never going to be put in the right
It
position.
was always going to be there, and then it was
Well,
training
and
at 3:10
okay,
at one
but there was
stage.
the opportunity. Like exceeds through gate 11 and was rails fence back.
Yeah.
Sorry, she was rails back. So I mean, you know, he could neck and go back.
My point is in the Dixie Blossoms race is Corey Brown didn't even try and mate. He just handed up straight away. There was no intent showed.
Yeah, in the slowest pace race of the day.
Yeah?
I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it, and his explanation in the stewards report just left a lot to be. Oh, I just was there and I just thought I'd just this and okay, Mr. Brown, thanks very much. Like the question should have been, Mr. Brown, what the fuck were you thinking? Are you fucking kidding? Blah blah blah.
And the question can be asked because she was so easy on the fair.
Very easy on the fair. Out to 960. Do we have people studying the fair? They got a bunker. What are they all doing? Their teas and scones?
Big hello to Melbourne punter.
No, but he's not involved in the bunker.
Yeah, but he's watching. He's at least the number one person that's supposed to be keeping an eye on that. That's his job.
Well, I got to say the race just leaves. I want to vomit. I mean, Danish Twist didn't beat home. I told Georgie and Marley Rose.
You know why?
Why?
Because she wasn't on the fence.
What a day! I fucking even hate talking about the day.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I look
Like on wings.
when you
No,
know,
anyway.
I think we all lost on the day, but I think we can actually make some money out of this program.
There you go. Positive from
positive
Gord.
from Gord.
Positive from Gord. And,
What's
and
what I used to be like, but now I'm not.
Glenn, how do the horses parade on Saturday in those conditions?
Oh, then, you know,
No issue. It's
no
like
problems. Yeah, they come in the ring. If anything, they do. They as a general, they seem to be a lot calmer. Heat does bring out uncomfortableness. They all walked in like little dollies, and they. But you know, you tip Danish fucking from flippant because they both parade sensational, but then they're ridden like that. How are you supposed
all
to
right.
tip a winner?
Well, that's what we need. We actually need to know the horses are paraded well, not the horses, not what they did on the track because the track was unfair, right?
So I
So
know
we
it's
actually,
not-
we actually need from you
Yeah.
horses that paraded in a winning fashion.
What today?
Well, from last Saturday.
No, but you want me to talk about it now?
Yeah.
Fuck, no way. I don't want to talk about Saturday.
Because
Well,
that's
so
actually
one,
relevant.
Bella Dioso, you mentioned that it was a wet track type. So not only was it a wet track type, but it got the absolute PR. So going forward, it can't turn the tables on some of these other
How did I my
Sydney
sword parade?
horses.
He paraded well, and you know, I had the biggest savage pop for him in the betting ring.
But like Fox Play last start was 20 to 1. It wasn't 20 to 1, she was 16 to 1.
I'm definitely going to be backing Hermes for this preparation. I hope I get a prize. I probably won't. It was a little bit obvious that run, wasn't it?
There's definitely a Christian group meeting on here today, isn't there? All these,
They
those,
look very conservative.
oh,
don't
those
they?
like 22-year-olds. You know, they've got a bit of a beard, but they are Jesus and Saviour.
I know, and they're going to have some sort of rock band singing about the bosom of the earth or
fucking
something.
cupcakes. And,
Remember the day you sang Kumbaya? You had the guitar.
no, exactly. That's Christian. You never see a shit with a low-cut top on it, do you? Covered head.
Don't, but you know, the theory is that although they dress conservatively, they
Carry on.
they need to
Release.
rebel in some fashion later on at night. So
What is it? Drink or sex?
a bit of both, I think.
Bullshit.
You know,
No one's banging those chicks.
All right, okay, so
Sorry.
we're not talking about race 1, we're not talking about race 2. Race 3, the fillies.
I thought we'd done the whole meeting.
They've gone really hard. We haven't talked about any horse yet. We just talked about how bad the track was. Teaspoon, Glenn, I thought she ran amazingly.
Went terrific.
She's such a trier, isn't she?
Such a little try, such a little wet tracker, such a good little horse. You know,
and they should put her out.
gets the golden flipper on a wet track. Might be a rough chance.
Okay, and in the following race, the males ran like really, really bad times.
And if you ever want to watch good Glenn, watch him on Diamond Taggart there. It was golden Glenn. It was just the best ride ever.
Single bullet, Tim Clark didn't seem to really know what he was doing there. Best to begin, and then just, I better drag back. Oh no, I better stay here. Oh, like when you consider how focused he was in race 1 on Dark Eyes and race 8 on Dixie Blossoms, he was not very focused at all on Single Bullet.
That's exactly. If anybody wants to look at a run that I look for about it, backing the horse next start, it is definitely Single Bullet. Ping the lids very well, slightly dragged to find a position in the wrong part of the track and still loomed like it could win between the sort of like the 350 and the
It's
200 metre.
It's a very good horse,
Yeah.
Very, very good horse.
I think the problem was there he didn't actually have a thought that he could lead. So
Possibly that
you
was
know,
it. And we got Eden Rock was just floundering out wide, went back to the inside part of the track from the 300 in and picked up the bid.
yeah. And Dracarys, what are we doing with it, Glenn?
Bin.
Ben?
Yeah, off
Yeah, how did McCreary did actually sit on the rail, so he had a bit of an advantage there, but he returned well. Is he?
He's got something, hasn't he?
Does it? What does he look like? Does he look like he's?
We're not going to talk about how every horse looks on part one of the fucking rant, are we? Because fair income.
We're nearly done.
I
Nearly
think-
done.
Well, he's a lovely horse. I mean, he's a lovely
and he
horse.
was
He's in good order.
Nice late as well, so I think he's in for a good prep.
And well, that's probably it. Because you know, was there anything in the Winx race that you thought,
Yeah,
like
third one. He shot the barman, did take the eye. He's nice. And he's really come back. He's a lovely horse. He shot the barman.
okay, well, that's it. You can be relieved of part one if you like.
There it is, part one at Royal Poo Poo Randwick.
I'm saying get on single bullet and lube it on. Lube up on Lubeton.
Lube him with Lubeton.